Hello, YouTube. It's Gavaguy. This is a hangout that was supposed to be with YouTuber G Plus person who goes by the name Christian Boy. Christian Boy and I agreed to hang out earlier today. We've been going back and forth on Google Plus and talking. He's obviously a Christian. He has been posting little memes and things. There was one that he posted this morning about nothing is impossible, and he and I went back and forth. He's kind of got a big mouth, and I've been trying to get him into a hangout. He's called me a coward. He's called me a moron. He's called me all these different names. And says that I'm afraid to engage with him. I said, absolutely not, and that I'm more than happy to talk with him. He's, announced that he has irrefutable evidence or proof for the existence of God. He has, said that the things that I've pointed out that I believe are contradictions in the things, like, for example, that nothing's impossible. He's apparently a paramedic or fire rescue person, firefighter, and he's in the past said that he's had many people die in his arms. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of goes with the territory there, and it's a sad thing. But if nothing was impossible, and you were a true believer in the God of the Bible, and the God of the Bible actually exists, why would those people die? And his response was to say that it was the will of God that they die. Well, if that's the case, then things that are not the will of God are impossible, right? And so that scripture that nothing is impossible is not true, because if it was possible that all of those people would live, then let's see a demonstration of that. So clearly that's not the case. Well, at any rate, we went back and forth, and he has, he agreed to do a hangout with me. And then when I set the hangout up, he said, well, it's not a good time right now. Can we do it in 2 hours? Well, I got on 2 hours ago. I really was on pretty much all afternoon. I was trying to kill some time, and I opened another hangout, and I think he mistook what that hangout was, because that was a public hangout that was open. I never went live with it. I had a really nice conversation with Super Muslim, and Floyd was in there for a few minutes too, but it had nothing to do with Christian Boy's interaction or anything to do with him at all today, other than I was killing time until my discussion with him. Well, he popped on and went all off on a rant, and said that he was not going to do this and blah blah blah. Well, he realized, and I explained, well, this had nothing to do with my hangout with you, and he was calling me that's when he was calling me a moron. And here, let me pull up that conversation just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is I'm so fed up with this guy, and this is not the first time that he has gotten belligerent and rude with me for no real apparent reason. So I'm going to screen share. Let's see. Here it is. So here's the hangout, and this was just open hangout New Year's Day 2016. And he's I even shared my information, some of the stuff that I don't normally share with other people, because he was kind of backtracking and backpedaling about the hangout. Um, what did he say? You're not capable of keeping your word, are you? You're afraid of me. That's why when things get interesting, you'll go public. In other words, when I'm completely destroyed all your assertions, you'll call something for backup. I had never had any intention of going public with any of this. And I've had a number of conversations in the past with other Christians that have been private. They've been fine. They've been civil and cordial conversations. Christian Boy is paranoid and overreacting over nothing here. Please don't start to tremble when I'm talking to you, he says. Big talk. I said, I'm here and I'm ready. I didn't even know what he was talking about at this point. And then he was saying, well, this is public. And I said, this is not the hangout for you and me. This was a filler while I was waiting. Not everything is about you. And he said, listen, moron, if you're going to converse with me, you have to abide by my rules. And I explained again, this has nothing to do with you and me. And I was shoot him the link for the other one. And then he apologized. Well, that's nice that he apologized, but why fly off the handle? If you thought I was changing things, fine. Say, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. That's not what we had agreed upon. Blah, blah, blah. It's really annoying and frustrating. And I have no fear of this guy whatsoever. I've been waiting for hours to have a live conversation with him, and I've tried before. So anyways, he goes on, says he's used to my BS. It's not his fault that he sometimes gets annoyed. Well, whose fault is it? You were being rude, and other people have acknowledged that too. Heavy Hauler pointed out how rude and strange you were behaving. So he also decided that he didn't want to do a hangout, a Google Hangout, like we had agreed upon. We were supposed to do this at 5 o'clock 1 hour ago. 5 o'clock his time. And it is more than an hour past that time. I got tired of waiting, and we went back and forth about this. He changed his mind. He wanted to do Skype, and said, "Don't be afraid of me." Again, and I didn't want to use Skype for a variety of reasons. I don't like to give out my Skype information. I primarily use Skype for work. I've actually had another account that's been inactive for a long time, and I prefer not to use it. So, that's. I shouldn't have to explain that. We had agreed upon a venue, and he backed out. Finally, I finally gave in, and I said, look, here's my Skype address. And then he said he couldn't find my results. Well, I asked for his. I asked for his contact information on Skype. I don't know if I don't know what his deal was, but I've looked up information. Let me see if I can. I'm going to screen share the whole bit here. I'll show you what I've found, because he was acting as if. What is that one? I'm sorry. Give me a minute. That's the wrong one. He was acting as if I was playing some kind of game. He told me that his Skype handle was CB. Here are the results that I got for CB. People all over the world with that thing, and it's more than a full page. He said that he was the muscly guy with the name CB. Well, I don't see any image here that was muscly, and I scrolled down, and the rest of them don't have images anyways. Then, after that, he told me his name was Christian Boy, and I kind of wondered if that was his Skype handle anyways, and if he was just giving me the initials. So I looked that up too. Same kind of lengthy results, none of which the image fit what he had described. Then he told me that his Skype handle was the same as his Google Plus handle. Well, here's the result that I got for his Google Plus handle. He's got this Chinese character that's supposedly, he says, the Chinese character for God. And there were no results for that one. So who's playing games? I opened a Hangout. I sent him the links. It was a private Hangout. I would have done him the courtesy of not even going into a live Hangout just because I was interested in having a conversation. I have legitimate reasons for not wanting to share my Skype information. And this is, he was saying that there were so many results from my Skype handle. Here's the results that I got. And I asked Skylar Fiction if he would look up my Skype handle as well. But I don't come up with any results from my actual Skype handle. Earlier in the day, I even went so far as to give Christian Boy my real life name, and so he had that to work with as well. I tried many different ways to join him in a live conversation, and all he did is dance around and dip and dodge and change and shift and give me bad information to make this happen. I'm so fed up. I'm tired of it. And if anybody has exhibited behavior that suggests fear and cowardice, it is Christian Boy, not me. I mean, maybe what he's experiencing is different than what I'm seeing on Skype. I don't know. And I can't say for sure. But I invite everybody here, look up his handle. And for some of you, I can give you my Skype handle. See what you come up with. See if your results are any different. And maybe I'm doing this wrong. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but it sure seems to me like he is doing a two-step to avoid engaging with me. And I'm just tired of it.